8, Week 8 NFL Sunday football. Oh man, this is going to be a great show. Get your nachos, get your jalapenos, get all your snacks. Hell, put a pizza in the oven. Get some hot wings going on. This is halfway through the season. It's time to see, show me what you got. We're halfway through the season. It's time to show me what you got. Joe, what's going on your neck of the hood, Joe?
John, I'm doing fantastic as always, man. I'm excited for some NFL matchups this week and today, and tonight's a big game, man. I got my Bucs shirt on. I'm ready for the game. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. Week 8, man, this is where, last year, it really got me a little bit because it took so long to see, show me what you got, show me what you got. It took so long for that to happen last season, and then here we are again. Now, some of the teams, Joe, in the NFL have revealed their greatness, and then some of them we're just not so sure about still, even here at Week 8, but being at Week 8, Joe, the thing about it is you don't got any more time to show us what you got.
Hey, you're completely right about that, John. I mean, there are some really good teams that have shown their greatness. I can name a couple off my hand right now. You got the San Francisco 49ers, man. They're looking great. You got the Green Bay Packers with that bad man. You know that bad man I love, Aaron Rodgers?
I know all about the bad man.
And you know the Patriots, I mean, they have a tough matchup today, though.
The Patriots, well, some may argue, Joe, if that is a tough matchup, and you see that as a tough matchup today.
I believe it is, man. The Browns, they've really gotten their stuff together. Baker Mayfield, he's looking great. Nick Chubb, he's looking great. And guess what, guys? Kareem Hunt's going to be coming back. So
hang on a second here. Baker Mayfield has interceptions in the lowest pass rate that you're ever going to imagine right now. The guy's looking like Chi-Chi. And I'm not talking Chi-Chi Rodriguez. The guy's looking like Chi-Chi, the kind of Chi-Chi that you scrape out of the bottom of your shoe when you're visiting someone's house that has 2 Great Danes, I said.
Yeah, you are right about that, John. I do agree with that. But, I think he's getting the chemistry together with that team and Odell Beckham as well. So we're going to see how he does this week.
Interesting. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Joe, before we go in, and I'm going to, guys, I want to let you guys know right now, I'm going to do my best, as I always tell you, to keep up with all the platforms, because we got several platforms going on, and when I say several platforms, I'm talking about we got our YouTube channel going on, we've got the leapalive.com going on, we have the Leap Alive Facebook page going on. Just throw up a couple of them for you. There's the YouTube one where you can find us at the Leap Alive. Leap Alive is the host, guys. Our network, our host of our show, Sports Static. So they run their own stuff. LeapAlive.com. You can register to be part of the show, guys. Guys, if you want to call me up today, call the show. Go to LeapAlive.com/register, and you're good to go, okay? Facebook page for Leap Alive, and then of course, if you're watching this on Sports Static, guys, you can do that. And I think where was that I wanted to show it? There it is, right there. So we also have the Sports Static. Boom. I didn't want it to go there, guys. Sorry. I want it to go here. Okay. Boom. That's what I want to show you. Sports Static. Check it out right there for Sports Static. In fact, I'll put it up, boom, like this. There you go, right there. Okay, guys? So there it is. If you're watching this on YouTube or you're watching it at the leapalive.com or whatever, make sure you go on the Sports Static Facebook page and like that. So, Joe, first and foremost, my friend, I'm going to run through these games real quick so we can kind of let everybody know what's up. Here we go, guys. Games today, okay? Boom, boom. Here we go. And Joe, before I even go there, how about the game on Thursday night?
Oh, it was a good game, John. I'm going to check the statistics right now, man. Vikings and the Redskins, as we said, Dalvin Cook, great game from Dalvin Cook. He was running like a great running back. And when we were at Johnny's, John, we saw that one running back, Madison, whatever his name is, and he was a power back, man. I liked the Vikings. I thought they looked good.
Yeah, they did look good. I mean, I think they're a great team.
Yeah.
All right, so anyway, we had that game, guys. Running through it real quick here. Here we go. All the 1 o'clock games here. The Seahawks at the Falcons. The Broncos at the Colts. Buccaneers are at the Titans. Cardinals at the Saints with Drew Brees back. Bengals at the Rams. Eagles are at the Bills. Chargers at the Bears. Giants at my Detroit Lions, Ford Field. Jets at the Jaguars. That wraps up the 1 o'clock games. Going into the 4 o'clock games, the Panthers are at the 49ers. Ouch. Raiders at the Texans. Browns at the Patriots. The 8 o'clock game tonight, Packers at the Chiefs. And Monday Night Football game will be the Dolphins at the Steelers. Joe, is anything really popping out to you with those games right there?
Hey, let me tell you guys, a lot of games are popping out. I think the game of the week tonight, as we see it, is definitely that Packers-Chiefs game. I mean, I think Patrick Mahomes is going to be back. I believe he might be back. I'm not sure. I think it's a game-time decision. But I hope it's Mahomes against the bad man Aaron Rodgers. And another game that jumps out to me is that Panthers game. That might be my upset. Tune in.
I hear you. Right away, I'm going to come over to some of the fans over here. Ian, good morning. Good early morning to you too. You got your Venom energy drink going. Joe, have you ever had Venom energy drink?
No, I had Monster, though.
I don't even know what Venom is. Joe, Ian, is that like the snake bite of all drinks? That the snake bites you? Let's just get to Monday Night Football. Steelers kill the Fins. Ian, yes, we'll get to Monday night. Dana, good morning. Top of the morning to you. Yes, Ian. How did you guess, Ian, that producer Dave's not here today? Yes, it's producer John today. I will be producing the show and be featured on one of the cameras at a certain time. I don't know how you guessed. Joe, how did he know that I was producing today?
I don't know, man. Maybe because Dave's never here on Sunday.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm slow. Like I'm a little slow, and he can tell I'm distracted. Yeah. I'll try to, Ian. I'm gonna keep it tight and right today. Okay, tight and right. Morning, Ian. Dana says. You mean 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. games? Well, on the West Coasters, that's absolutely right, man. That's got to be weird, Ian, that you're waking up and you got the 10 a.m. games. What's even stranger than that is that it's 7:38 for you right now. And, man, but that's the thing that's kind of cool about it, Joe, is that he gets football at 10 in the morning.
Yeah, I'd be awake for that.
But you got to get your shit ready. You got to have your nachos and jalapenos and everything ready to go.
Your ship.
The ship. I said the ship. You got to have your ship ready.
Correct.
Okay. And then Zane joined the show. Welcome to the show, Zane. Watch this video. That would be kind of cool to do. That would be really cool to do. Anyway, guys, yes, I am going to be a little bit distracted. So, now that we've done the games, Joe, and we run through them, I mean, have we really figured it out, Joe? Like, have we really figured out who's who here and that we can make these? Because, I mean, I didn't want to blast this right out there, but you said you might go perfect today. That means to me that you figured it out. You're thinking you're going to select all the winners today.
I hope so. That's the goal. I mean, I really don't see many upsets this week. I see one upset this week, and as the show goes on, I'll tell you guys.
As the show goes on, you'll tell us. Well, I will tell you this. I always look at that if I can get somewhere in between. If you can end up with 3 losses, then you've done good, okay, if you can end up with 3 losses. You really have. You've done good if you can do that. Because man, you just don't know with some of these teams, like who's going to show up. I mean, for instance, and I'll throw it at you real quick like this, okay? For instance, when I say that, here's the simple of simple of simple. The Falcons suck squirrel nuts this year, Joe.
Yeah.
Do they not?
I mean, they've disappointed me.
But at any given time, with that being said, Joe, Matty Ice can go off.
Yeah.
Julio Jones can, you know what I mean, have an incredible... I mean, just know that right there. Matty Ice can throw the ball 40 times. They can score 40-something points at any given time, Joe. And then they've got a defense. So when we say this, and there you go. There's one right there you can get wrong right now.
Yeah, you're totally right. And guess what? Matt Ryan, he's injured. He's not playing this week.
Oh, what?
Yep, he's not playing this week.
What's up with Matty Ice? I didn't even know this. How did I miss that?
I don't know, but, I got an update that says he's injured, so he will not play.
I had no idea. Who's starting quarterback for the Broncos?
For the Broncos? Or the
I'm sorry,
Falcons?
the Falcons. For the Falcons.
The Falcons? Let me see here.
I had no idea Matty Ice
let me see.
was injured. I mean, no idea. So another one while you're looking for that,
Yeah,
Joe,
I'll look for it right
is
now.
like what I'm talking about, is Buccaneers are at the Titans. There's another one right there. I mean, that's what I'm talking about, Joe. How do we know?
Matt Schaub.
Matt Shaw, okay. How do we know, Joe? Right there, another one for you. Buccaneers at the Titans.
Look, man, I said this all season that if Jameis just throws the ball away and if he is not in the pocket, if he keeps that ball for over 3 seconds, we said you only have 3 seconds to
Right.
keep the ball. So
Right.
if he doesn't throw it away, he's going to get sacked or he's going to make a dumb decision. And it's like the guy doesn't learn that he needs to throw it away. So he's going to, throw an
Right.
interception.
And we talk about that all the time. You get 3 seconds, count it
Yep.
off with any quarterback in the NFL. But here's the problem, Joe, is that when you give Jameis 3 seconds, his mind doesn't work like that. It goes too scatterbrained, and that's where all the turnovers and interceptions come from. So Jameis is not cut out to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. I'm sorry to say it.
Right.
I am sorry to say it, but you'll see next year, unless something amazing happens right now and he suckers the Bucs into giving him another year, you'll see that next year, who in the world is going to start Jameis? I mean, come on, really.
Yeah, he will be off the Bucs next year unless we make it a miraculous comeback, which, I'm not sure that's going to happen. And he'll probably be a second-string quarterback somewhere else.
Yeah.
And we're going to be picking up a quarterback in the draft this year.
I mean, he's going to be a second-string quarterback somewhere, and you know what will happen? He'll get playing time somewhere. But it's the same thing. You can make a career if your ego's in check, Joe, and make a lot of money being a second-string quarterback if your ego's in check.
Yep.
I'll mention a couple names to you right now. Nick Foles. What did he do?
Yeah, I mean,
he won
the
Super Bowl, I said. Okay, and now he's got a contract. How about a guy that's made $60 million career monies being a backup quarterback, Joe? You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Fitzpatrick. If your ego's in check, you can be a great backup quarterback team player and get paid and stay in this league for over 10 years making money. If your ego's in check, Joe.
I completely agree, John. And Ryan Fitzpatrick's ego's in check. I think Jameis is a really good leader, but, he just makes too many mistakes to be a starting quarterback.
Matty Light is in for Matty Ice. That's what Ian says on that one right there. Let's see. Love the suspense of your upsets. Well, Joe, or Ian, he's talking to you, Joe. He's saying he loves the suspense of your upsets.
I'm a suspenseful guy, Ian.
I mean, it's a big deal, Ian.
Yeah.
The upsets are a big deal, and I got to admit it to you right now, Ian. I'm not even sure if I'm going to go with my upset, okay? I'm not even sure of that yet. When we get to that segment, though, we will talk about that. With that being said, though, right now, what we're going to do is we are going to jump over to the fantasy. You guys got a new video for fantasy that you want? Send it to us. I'll play your fantasy. Give it. I'll play it right now. You guys give me your whole fantasy thing, and I will play it. So now that we're going right into that, Joe.
Right.
Such a cool thing. Our fantasy stuff. Joe, we're going to go right into this, and I'm going to try my best to stick up with the platforms. I'm going to try to keep up with them. I'm going to try to get everybody involved in this. But Joe, right from the get-go, Joe, who is a absolute must-start quarterback today?
Must-start quarterback? Look, I'm going with the bad man, Aaron Rodgers. You guys know how much I like Aaron Rodgers. He just threw for 6 touchdowns last week. He's playing against a Chiefs defense that gives up a lot of pass yards. They give up a lot of pass yards, so Aaron Rodgers is definitely my must-start quarterback for this week.
Aaron Rodgers, you're high on him.
Yeah.
Now check out those stats that just went into the comment line there. Highest paid backup quarterback, 2018, and this speaks to backup quarterbacks. And Ian even made the point of, don't forget that Brady's was a backup quarterback, and we all remember how that went down, where Brady was a backup quarterback. We remember how that went down. And then, of course, we had the major fumble thing where he did not fumble the ball when he was playing the Raiders in that game. And of course, then they went on to play and win in the Super Bowl. So, and that all happened because Drew Bledsoe was running for the sideline and didn't want to slide or anything, and he got completely decleated running for the sideline and tore him up. But anyway, speaking on behalf of backup quarterbacks, like I said, Joe, you can make a living being a backup quarterback, and a damn good one. 2018, Nick Foles, $9 million, okay? Teddy Bridgewater for the Saints, $6 million. Did you hear that?
Yeah, $6 million. Crazy.
That's freaking nice loot. And he's starting now, but guess what? He won't be today, but man, that guy just locked up some more money in his career. Okay, that's how you do it. Mike Glennon for the Cardinals. Can you believe this, Joe? Mike Glennon for the Cardinals is making $5 million this year, Joe. $5 million, okay?
Yeah.
Chad Henne for the Chiefs, Joe. Chad Henne for the Chiefs is 4.15, and then Chase Daniel for the Bears, $4 million. I'm telling you, man, you can be a backup quarterback and make some loot, and you can make a career out of it.
Yeah, they say being a backup quarterback is the best job in football. So it seems like it pays pretty well.
Good morning, Lynn. She's saying, go Bucks. Hopefully Jameis can get it together today. And I don't know if are you talking about getting his duffel bag together, making sure that he brings his, a lot of the football does a Gatorade. Are you making sure he brings his body armor today? Guys, I know Gatorade's huge for all athletes, but the new drink, if you haven't figured it out yet, body armor. Why body armor? Guys, it's got coconut water in it, I said, okay? It's got coconut water in there. Body armor, you could email me at leapupro@gmail.com. Thank you. Joe, do you ever drink body armor?
I don't drink I drink Powerade, though.
Dude,
don't say
Powerade,
it tastes like...
Powerade is like goat urine.
Oh, jeez. I knew we were going to monkey piss, goat urine.
Monkey urine is Mountain Dew. I already told you that.
Yeah.
Yellow number 5.
So Powerade's goat urine now.
Yeah. Now,
how do you...
Joe, you've never tried one of the body armor drinks?
I mean, you want to toss it over here?
You ain't putting your lips on my drink, but there's a refrigerator full of them. When you walk into the studio, you could have grabbed one.
Oh, didn't look.
Next time. Body armor has sugar, Dana says, even the light, but it's good. Well, now that we're going to go ahead down the road of body armor, and we're going to talk sugars, Dana, It's got 3 grams of sugar per serving. There's 6 grams. Dana, it's got 6 grams of sugar. There's probably more sugar in Dasani water or something like that. So, come on now. Okay. Yes, back to Lynn. Lynn, you're hoping that Jameis can get it together. He probably has his duffel bag together, and that's about it, in the same color of socks. Can you agree on that one, Joe?
I can agree on that.
Yeah, he's probably got his duffel bag together and the same pair of socks, I said. That's about all he's got together. Is my homie at start this week? My homie Patrick Mahomes will not be starting this week, right, Joe?
Well,
no
I'm going to check right now his status.
My homie,
said,
no way.
You know, look, it even says Mahomes likely to return against the Titans. So
you know what? I got to tell you guys this right now. If
the
my
Titans-
homie, if my homie Mahomes comes back this week, I got to question management. I think it's a stupid move. You're not going to end up with home field advantage anyway through the playoffs. I'm just letting you know that right now. I would rest him another week, Joe.
Yeah, never mind. Sorry about that, guys. He'll be out today. Matt Moore's going to start. He's going to play against the Titans on November 10th. He'll be back November 10th.
Okay, so did you guys hear that? He'll be back November 10th. According to the Kansas City Chiefs. Is that correct? Correct, Joe?
Yeah.
According to the Kansas City Chiefs, he'll be back. And look, here's the whole thing about that. You're not going to bring him back if you're what you're thinking. You're going to make the playoffs, okay? Playoffs. You're going to make the playoffs anyway, so there's no reason to rush that back.
Yeah.
There's just no reason for it. Checking my other platforms here real quick, guys. Bear with me. Joe, okay. You told me you're must-start quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Joe. Must start running back. Must start running back, Joe.
Must start running back. Oh, man, I'm going to go with Alvin Kamara against the Arizona Cardinals. I think he's a must start. The Cardinals, the Cardinals are on the up. However, their defense really isn't that good. You have to start Alvin Kamara. He gets a lot of volume. He's a must start.
Alvin Kamara, a must start, Joe. Okay. Now, if you had to use a running back like in the flex type situation, Joe, who do you got for that?
In the flex type, I'm looking right now, man. And the guy I like the Lions, man. I like the Lions running back right now. I mean, I think Kerryon Johnson's injured, so if you get their backup, he's definitely a must start because the Giants really are not a good team. I'm going to check his name right now. The Lions running backs. So he's definitely a must start. You know how I like those handcuffs, John? J.D. McKissick. If you want a low budget guy on DraftKings, I think he's a guy to go after. J.D. McKissick, especially if Kerryon Johnson's out today because he has been injured.
Okay.
Yep.
That's it?
Okay, we got other guys as well.
All right.
Must start. Look, I'm starting Austin Eckler. If, Melvin Gordon, Austin Eckler's been taking a lot of carries from Melvin Gordon. We see how great Austin Eckler's been playing. I know he's going against the Bears. I realize that.
Right.
But that Bears offense is so bad. It's really, I don't think Trubisky is a very good quarterback. So I would start Austin Eckler because I think the Chargers offense is going to be on the field a lot.
Yeah, and that sounds like a good one with Eckler anyway. Let's see. We got Patrick Whelan. Kamara is out today.
Oh, is he out? Okay.
Yes, Kamara is out today. So
injured,
you're going to have to...
man.
And I was going to take Kamara in the DraftKings, Patrick, and then I was like, okay, I seen he had the big O next to him. Chris Carson must start, he's saying. Chris Carson must start. That's actually a pretty good one. Let's see. Breeze or Tannehill? Breeze or Tannehill?
God, is that even a question?
Yeah, that is a question.
Breeze.
Breeze or
look,
Tannehill?
Look, Tannehill, He is going against the Buccaneers secondary, which is awful.
Horrible. They're the worst. The
But-
Buccaneers secondary is 32.
Yeah, I understand that, but our defensive line is really good, and the Titans' offensive line is terrible. So I think we sack Tannehill a lot this game.
But guess who's got the best quarterback percentage right now out of the last few games?
well, how many times has he played? That's
It's over his last starts. But
Yeah.
I would just tell you right now, he's looking damn good. He's looking
Okay.
damn good, and now he's going against the worst
Yeah.
pass defense in the NFL today.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would start Tannehill, but, that's kind of, iffy, in my personal opinion, just because the Bucs' defensive line is really good.
Yeah.
And we're getting Jason Pierre-Paul back today. I mean, I really think we're going to bring a lot of blitz packages with Todd Bowles. It's risky, and I would definitely start Breeze.
Ian saying Chubb against New England. Chubb against New England. Here, any way you look at this with the Browns going against New England, you got the number one defense, okay, in the New England Patriots, okay? Now, they're not the number one at stopping the run. Ironically, the number one defense at stopping the run is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Wow. But here's the thing, is that against the run, the Patriots, and this is where it really is tough, and I want to go into it because Chubb is considered a power runner. Would you agree on that one, Joe?
Yeah, he's
That
really good.
he's considered a power runner, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So New England comes in at number 2 against the rush. That, to me, doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. When you're running the ball and you're running the ball good, you run right at them, shove the ball down their throat. And if the Browns play this right and they stick to it, they'll be able to, I believe they'll be able to hang in there, Joe.
I agree. I definitely agree. I think, the Browns, I think, will be able, they just need the time of possession. If they control the time of possession like the Patriots do every single week, they can definitely stay in the game.
Ian saying that Connor's going to have a big game against Miami.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
I got to tell you, Ian, I think anybody's going to have a good game against
Yeah.
Miami because Miami is sorry. But you know what? Miami's secondary isn't as bad as the Buccaneers. Joe, with your Buccaneers shirt on today. What did you do? You waited to wear the Buccaneer shirt until you thought they might have a chance to win, Joe?
You figured me out.
I got you. So anyway, concerned that Breeze will only play partial. That's what Patrick said.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good. Yeah, he is right about that. That is. That's a good.
Well, the thing about it with Breeze is, to me, what I think is this. If he's going to come in and play, unless he's re-injured, he's playing the whole game unless they have a big lead.
Yeah.
And if they have a big lead, he's going to come out. But I got to
think-
tell you this right now, guys. If Drew Brees is not 100%, I don't know. I have no idea why you'd play him. No idea why.
Right. I mean, you're going against the Cardinals. I think you win. You're 5-0 with Teddy Bridgewater. So honestly, I agree with you, John. I would keep Teddy Bridgewater starting.
That's my point. Is to me is that if Drew Brees is not 100%, why would you put him in there? Because of the fact that Bridgewater's kicking ass right now and taking names. So that for me saying that, what I believe is that Drew Brees is 100%. I don't think that they're that stupid with Drew Brees going into the Wonderland years of his career, where if you're going to have greatness and walk away in the sunset, there's limitations to how many more chances you have for that to happen. So right now, if you are the New Orleans Saints, all you're thinking about is flat out this, and if you're Drew Brees and the coaching staff, is that win the Super Bowl, Drew Brees retire right off into the sunset, okay? So there would be no reason at all to bring Drew Brees back today against the Cardinals that you know Bridgewater can get you a W for, okay? The only reason you would bring Drew Brees back right now, this week versus the Cardinals, is if you 100% know and understand that he is 100% healthy. Would you agree on that, Joe?
I completely agree. It'll be terrible if Drew Brees gets injured again. And Pat, you're definitely right about that. I think he probably plays the full game, but he might not because it's probably going to be a blowout. So
Ian says, "Sorry, Joe, I'm going Tennessee, but I won't be disappointed if the Bucks win."
Yeah, I mean, that's a good pick. I want to say a fantasy receiver. I think Corey Davis is going to have a huge game.
Corey Davis, a huge game?
Yeah, because the Buccaneers' secondary is so bad.
Right, they are.
Yeah, so I think Corey Davis has a big game. Tannehill might have a big game. I don't know because there's going to be a lot of pressure in his face, so we'll definitely have to see.
I think Tannehill is going to have a very good game, and I think Tannehill is a good quarterback.
Yeah.
I always just look at where was this quarterback? Where did he play his time? And we know where he was. And I think this guy deserves a chance in the NFL to be a starter, and he's getting it right now. There is no injury with Mariota, yet he's on the bench. The Titans did something the Buccaneers did. Well, the Buccaneers did it last year, but it was just a damn circus, Joe, with the Jameis and Fitzpatrick thing. They should have sat Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston was suspended. You had some Hall of Fame numbers come out with Fitzpatrick in the beginning weeks. You should have sat Jameis Winston, leave it a mystery of his value, and we could have traded him this year, and we probably could have given him the trade to the Eagles, and we could have gotten Nick Foles with some change.
I definitely agree with that, John. That would have been great for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Could you believe that? That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Let me keep up, guys. I'm trying to keep up with everything here. Let's see. Joe said that he believes you had that Buccaneers shirt on a few weeks back before you shaved the stash. You were trying to go Minshew, but it wasn't working out for you.
Yeah, I mean, I still kind of have it. It's hard for me to grow, man. I'm like a naked mole rat, but
we won't tell anybody. That's because everybody already knows. But we won't. Naked mole rat. You're using the animals to describe things, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny.
Okay, so Dana comes in and says Ty Johnson running back for the Lions. That's who you were talking about, Joe, Ty Johnson.
Oh, is Ty Johnson the backup?
Yeah.
Well, then, if it's Ty Johnson, I'd be playing Ty Johnson because I think Carrion's kind of injured, so.
Yeah. Was he questionable, or is he listed out as Carrion Johnson?
I'm checking right now.
I believe he's in there, Joe.
Yeah, now, he is injured.
He is injured?
But he's in there. That's the thing.
But he's in. Okay.
Yeah,
now, you got Dana also saying Cameron Brate.
Oh, yeah, he's good. Yeah, because O.J. Howard's right, so she's right about that. O.J. Howard's out.
O.J. Howard is out. Cameron Brate. Okay, guys. So, Joe, what kind of defenses should we be looking at today?
All right.
Defenses that are actually going to really, Joe, defenses that are going to just shut it down. And I'm looking for defenses, Joe, that ain't just going to shut it down. They're going to put points on the board.
I'm looking at the Detroit Lions against the New York Giants because it's in Detroit. We know how those fans are. The Detroit defense is good. They've been, the refs kind of killed them out of some games, so I have the Lions putting up some points on defense.
I got you on that one, and I feel the same, that the Lions are just going to have, like, one of those games today. I really believe it.
Yeah.
I believe the Lions are going to have a great game today, and they've got their heads together, and they're ready to go. So, guys, let's talk a little bit about some DraftKings, okay? As far as quarterbacks go, if you guys want, I can show you some of my stuff and what's going on, but you'll probably highly disagree with me. Guys, I'll just say it right now. When I'm doing DraftKings a lot, I'm not doing something that everybody's doing and following the money stat of everything at all. I'm just not doing that. Sometimes what I'm doing is saying, look, I'm not looking to finish out of, 40,000 people. I'm not looking to finish at 1,000, okay? Yeah, I'm looking for some loot. So sometimes I'm strategically practical, Joe, if I may say.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, man. I think a lot of quarterbacks having a big game. I mean, I'll name another one. I think Jared Goff's going to have a big game against the Bengals.
Do you really think that?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think I honestly think Jared Goff's a good quarterback. He just, he does make some mistakes, but the Bengals are 0-7. You know, the Rams are pretty healthy right now. Their wide receiver core is healthy. I think Goff has a big game.
Goff has a good game. All right, guys, so check it out. Here's what we're going to do. Get into a little bit of the DraftKings stuff, okay? We've got Russell Wilson today is my first pick for a quarterback, okay?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you guys why, okay? What I'll do is I'll probably bring it up for you guys so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing here. I want you guys to be able to see my little DraftKings thing going on here. But the reason why I'm going Russell Wilson is simple, guys. Here it is. Russell Wilson, and if I can go boom right here on this, and then I am going to boom here and boom. Russell Wilson, guys, is playing the Atlanta Falcons today, okay? So if you're playing the Atlanta Falcons today, here's kind of your situation, all right? You got him at $7,200, okay? But when you got Russell Wilson playing the Falcons, their defense is freaking horrible. I love looking at that last game, and if you look at the last game, here's the scary thing, okay? Is that Russell Wilson was 20 of 41. Not so hot, huh, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, the defense doesn't look very good, but I think Russell Wilson, you're right. I agree. You have to start Russell Wilson against the Falcons. He's an MVP candidate, so.
I mean, and you look at that, and you're thinking, geez, Russell Wilson isn't looking so hot. But, guys, when you come over here and you start looking at these defenses, and if you look right here, okay, boom. The Atlanta Falcons defense is ranked 29th, okay? They're ranked 29th against the pass. They're allowing 299, okay, passing yards. It's just scary, guys. So what I want you to know is when you got a Russell Wilson going up against, I'm sorry, they're ranked 28th, okay? But still, that's bad. And then you take a Russell Wilson and you put a Russell Wilson in that situation, then you guys will be able to see right now why I'm talking about I'm starting Russell Wilson right away. Let me catch up with what's going on here. Patrick says Johnson is on the IR.
David Johnson? Is that who you're talking about?
Are you talking about for the Lions?
Or Kerryon Johnson?
Patrick Kerryon Johnson? It's good to know. He's having surgery Tuesday.
Oh. Well, yeah, he's right. Yeah, he is right.
Johnson is having surgery Tuesday. Man,
that
sucks. That does suck. Okay, let me cruise back into some fantasy stuff here, guys. So, that's why I'm taking Russell Wilson to be my starting quarterback because I think he's going to have a big day. Joe, talk to me on a quarterback, okay? Talk to me on a quarterback that you would start today. You've got, guys, I'll run it at you real quick, Joe.
Okay, yeah.
Guys, here you go. Russell Wilson's at 7,200. He's playing the Falcons. Jared Goff at 6,800. Okay, he is playing the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yep.
Now, Joe, you mentioned Goff.
Yeah, I think Goff is a good quarterback. I think he has a big game today, to be honest.
So that would be probably a good one right there because of them playing Cincinnati and the way they're playing Cincinnati. And I'll tell you this right now, guys. If you're thinking about, okay, Cincinnati Bengals, and where is the Cincinnati Bengals as far as their pass defense goes, the Cincinnati Bengals are right in the middle of the pack with their pass defense. So they're not as bad as you may think. And now I'm not looking at an overall defense when I'm getting the quarterback. Okay, I'm not. I do like to look at a pass rush. I like to look at sacks of other teams just to know how much this quarterback's going to be gotten after. I mean, are they going to get after him? He's going to have to make some knee-jerk decisions and look like Jameis Winston, which would be looking like an idiot playing middle school football, I said. You know what I'm saying, Joe?
Yeah,
These are the things I'm looking at.
Right, and I'm going to look at another quarterback right here. Deshaun Watson, if I see his stats, 1,952 yards and 13 touchdowns. Wow. That's really good. And he's going against the Raiders. You know, I like the Raiders. I do like the Raiders. But I would start Deshaun Watson against them.
Watson, okay, going against the Raiders. And I have not, to be honest with you, looked to see who the Raiders have started in their secondary because it's been wishy-washy, and I just haven't checked that out. But I will tell you that I do have Watson in another one of my lineups. And I started him. He's up against the Raiders. It's in Houston, and he came in at a price tag of $7,100. I took him.
Hey, I like that pick, and I'm going to tell you guys a budget quarterback budget quarterback you could probably get right now is Gardner Minshew against the New York Jets. I mean, we see how bad the New York Jets secondary is. They have one good player in their secondary, Jamal Adams. So if they stay away, and both of the Jaguars receivers, D.D. Westbrook, so they're good. They're a very good team.
I like it.
With Gardner Minshew. I mean, not a very good team, but I think Gardner Minshew is going to have a really good game. Dana's
coming in saying that she likes, check out Joe in the back of the screen there. I like it because, you know why, Joe, and I'll tell you why. And here's the thing that's kind of cool, and I'll just do it this way. I'll do it that way. That didn't work. Anyway, what I like about Dana, before I forget, she likes Stafford and Ty Johnson stack. Stafford and Ty Johnson stack.
Yep.
Is what she likes with Detroit. Boy, Tina, you're really trying to get some Detroit going on in here today, huh?
Yeah.
So guys, back into the DraftKings if you guys are wanting to make some of this stuff go. All right, check it out. Now, I'm talking to you about the quarterbacks, okay? Now, if you look at Tom Brady's going up against Cleveland, and Tom Brady comes in at a price of $6,000. You're talking $1,200 less than if you had a Russell Wilson, and another $1,000 less if you had a Watson.
Right. And I would start Brady. Brady's looking good, and I mean Brady is looking good. And look, Demarius Randall, their starting safety, he's out for the Cleveland Browns, and also Sheldrick Redwin is out as well. So
here's what I tell you about Brady looking good and all this. Now, here's the thing. He's got new receivers underneath him, but, you know, the secondary, the passing defense, and I'll just say it this way, against the pass is how I should really say it, because there's really so many factors that come in when you're saying how good a team is against the pass. It could be a factor, Joe, of just the rush and how good the rush is. It changes everything, right?
Right. So that's why I think, Nick Chubb has a big game, and I also think that pretty much two-headed monster in James White and Sony Michel, they probably have big games as well.
Now, if I may be so bold to say so, guys, if I may be so bold to say, Mr. Brady may not have that good of a day today. And it could be the running game that bails him out in that sense. And I'll tell you, against the pass, Joe, the Browns are ranked number 6.
Are they? Okay.
Yes.
Well, they do have some injuries in their secondary, so we'll see about that. And look, the Patriots defense, let me tell you guys a stat. The Patriots defense is so good, if the defense only stayed out there, they would be 3-3-1. That's how good the Patriots defense is.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's history.
That's pretty damn good.
That's really good.
Wow. So the defense and the interceptions that they have, I think they got like 18 interceptions or something like this. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, they're good. Let me stick with this. Danny says Golden Tate or Larry Fitzgerald as my flex standard league.
Oh,
he's talking Golden Tate or Larry Fitzgerald as his flex standard league, Joe.
Well, man, Larry Fitzgerald is probably going to get covered by Marshawn Lattimore, so I would not start Larry Fitzgerald. I'd start Golden Tate. He's going against the New York Giants. I think he has higher upside than Larry Fitzgerald.
And I would agree with you on that, and I just really think that Stafford's going to go off today.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just think it's going to be a good one in that sense. Guys, if you're thinking about the questionable mark on my thing, is Drew Brees still questionable? It's still got him listed as questionable, okay? I've read that he was starting the game, and then here on the DraftKings, it still has him as questionable, but he's going up against that Arizona defense. Again, if he's in the game, you're going to get you can start him, but at 6,300, I think, guys, if I was to look for a bargain quarterback, and if you really wanted to get a bargain quarterback to start, I mean, guys, you can really start a bargain price. I mean, a bargain price. You've got Minshew going up against the Jets, $5,500. If you're looking to save a couple grand and not take a top guy. I'm just saying, Joe.
Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely.
So, and then there's a couple more. Garoppolo's not coming in that bad either. Ian says, to be honest, the New England versus Cleveland game sucks for a Steelers fan. I mean, I hear you, Ian. That sucks for a Steelers fan. I hope no player from either team has a good game, but do think there will be a lot of fantasy points in that game. Can you elaborate on that a little bit for us, Ian? Guys, I'm going to go back now. Joe, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go right now, and we are going to talk about running backs.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And I'm talking running backs on DraftKings, guys. Look, guys, you've got McCaffrey sitting up top at 9,200. But I've got to tell you right now, I don't know, Joe. Joe, I don't know if I'd be starting McCaffrey at that high price tag of $9,200 at San Francisco, Joe.
Yeah, there's other running backs you can take, probably super budget. I'll give you a super budget guy. Ronald Jones against the Tennessee Titans. I mean, Ronald Jones has been taking carries from Peyton Barber. Most likely, Jones is going to start over Peyton Barber in the future this year. So I would take Ronald Jones as a budget running back.
I mean, when I look and I just see, I'm like, okay, I'm thinking, you're going up against the 8th-ranked rush defense, and it's just that it's just this. The fact of the matter is that I believe San Francisco-Carolina game, that San Francisco's going to put up the points. Now, if you're using McCaffrey as a receiver and you're giving him a lot of dump balls, okay, he's going to get there. But to me, I'm thinking the San Francisco 49ers do everything they can to stop him from rushing the ball. They're going to want you to beat them in the air. So that's what I would say. So at that high price tag, I'm not so sure, Joe, that I'm going McCaffrey on that. That's a high price tag, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't go McCaffrey. If you're not playing DraftKings, you definitely want to go McCaffrey. But I would not go McCaffrey because he's way too high. There's better running back that are way cheaper. So,
now what do you think about that? Having a Barkley come in? Now he's up there at $8,900. And again,
yeah,
I'm not starting Barkley against that Detroit defense.
Me either.
I'm not doing it. He's coming off of a bad ankle, and I know he played, and they're saying he's 100%. I don't care. I'm not doing that. Who am I going to take? I'll tell you right now. I'm looking more into taking somebody like a Fournette.
Yep.
I mean, that's what I'm looking at. If I'm taking a Fournette, then let's see here if I come down. And by the way, I finally am looking and seeing that Johnson on the IR. I wasn't even looking at him earlier. There's a reason why, guys. If you were to see my stuff here, you would know the reason why I didn't take him. But where in the world is? Oh, yeah, Fournette is playing the Jets today. okay? So, Joe, you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, Fournette, he gets so many red zone touches, goal line touches, so he'll probably get a couple touchdowns against the Jets.
And if you look at the Jets, I mean, the New York Jets aren't bad at stopping the run, but you're also not trying to stop Fournette. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
That changes right there when you start talking like that.
Exactly.
So at running backs, also one that I really, really like, okay? And this is the Arizona-New Orleans game, okay? And I look for bargain stuff when I do. I told you guys that already. Latavius Murray. Talk to me, Joe.
Look, I said it last week. Latavius Murray had a huge game last week.
Yes, he did. He had 119 yards rushing, Joe, and he averaged 4.4 a carry. His long was 17. He had 2 touchdowns.
Yep. Yeah, huge game. I think he does the same thing. So I think Latavius Murray is definitely a must start.
And Latavius Murray is one of my starters that I picked. I picked him. He's going up against that Cardinals defense, okay? So this is what cuts some slack on Drew Brees right there, because the Arizona Cardinals are ranked 25th at stopping the run, Joe. When you got him ranked, and then you're taking this guy Murray, who's hot, if I may say, hot.
Yeah.
Then, I mean, that's who I got as a running back, guys. Let me go over to the platforms here so I can keep caught up here. Ian comes in and says Brady and Quinn, Baker will get a few TDs, and both will run in first half, and Cleveland throwing a lot on second half. Brady 3 TDs, and Mayfield, he's just starting fantasy. Ian, I think you're right on a lot of that. We're going to get into those picks, and I'm going to see who you pick on that one, Ian. I'm very interested in that, and we're getting close to making the picks, guys. Okay, back to some of this draft stuff. So, guys, if you have questions on stuff like that, I like Latavius Murray. I also like Fournette. As far as receivers go now, wide receivers, Joe. Wide receivers, I always like to tell everybody what's at the top of the list if you're doing the DraftKings or anything like that. And right away at that top of that list, okay, Hopkins.
Oh, yeah.
$8,100. Hopkins going up against the Oakland Raiders. You might get your money's worth out of this one, Joe.
Look, DeAndre Hopkins is a great wide receiver. He does not drop passes, but he might be a little too expensive for some people.
Well, that's just it, is that he might be expensive. And sometimes, Joe, when I'm thinking about that is if I'm going to get my money's worth, it really comes down to the defense that he's facing right there. So, I mean, when you're thinking about Hopkins and he's going up against the Oakland Raiders, right away, Joe, I start thinking, okay, so where are these Oakland Raiders and how are they facing right now against the pass? And you know what, Joe? They're ranked 31. There's only one team worse than them against the pass right now, and that is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which you're sporting the shirt for them today, and I do appreciate your enthusiasm. Right. But there's only one team that's worse than them against that. So that's that question that we're asking there when you're saying Hopkins. Okay, so Hopkins is coming in at a very healthy pick at $8,100, but he's facing a horrible pass defense, guys. I think you're going to get your money's worth if you take Hopkins on that one, Joe.
I agree with you. I definitely agree. If you said the Raiders are 31st against the pass,
yes,
you have to start DeAndre Hopkins.
And then right behind him at $8,000 is you got Michael Thomas. Again, guys, think about this. This is that questionable thing because you've got Michael Thomas coming in at $8,000. Yes, that's pricey. But look who Michael Thomas is going up against, the 25th ranked Arizona Cardinals.
Yep.
And you don't have to be a 25th ranked defense for Thomas to have a big day against you. You could be ranked 10th, and he's going to have a big day against you. So, and then you're having someone who's going to place the ball on you, okay? So what do you think about that? That's the thing, Joe, right there is where that's your tough decision when you're talking wide receivers and you're going to take a big money guy wide receiver. If you can't take both Hopkins and Thomas, you'll run out of money quick. But Joe, that's a good one there. Throw that at you. You have the choice right there. And you're taking Hopkins facing the Raiders, or if you're taking Thomas facing the Cardinals, Joe.
Look, if it's PPR, I'm going Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas, I think, is number 1 in receptions by any receiver in the NFL. So if you have Michael Thomas in PPR, you have a good chance of winning. DeAndre Hopkins, great receiver. And, both of them catch a good amount of, they do catch a good amount of touchdowns. So we're going to have to see how they do today, but both are good fantasy starts.
And what do you think about Mr. Julio Jones, Joe? Because Julio Jones could... You never know when he's going to go up. Now, the last game, he basically... he didn't have any touchdowns. He had 6 receptions. He was targeted 9 times. I'm sorry, Matty Ice. What happened to Julio Jones posting up? Posting up in the end zone, Joe.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's weird. Julio Jones is an amazing talent, but fantasy-wise, he's very inconsistent. Personally, there's probably better starts, especially against the Seattle Seahawks.
He's only got 4 touchdowns this year, Joe.
Yeah,
that's what happened. If you look at him last year, through the whole other half of the season last year, if you go back and you look at 2 years back, not last year, the year prior to that, and you look at Julio Jones TDs, Julio Jones red zone receptions, it's ridiculous. I'll give that to you guys on the next show. I don't want to start searching while I'm producing. We had producer Dave here today. Producer Dave would find that out for us. Actually, if we have a producer for us, which we could have many producers watching right now, how about you check this for me? Here's something for you. I'd like to know Julio Jones touchdowns last year, and then Julio Jones touchdowns in 2017. And I think you guys are going to be shocked at what you hear from that. What happened to Julio Jones, Joe?
It's really weird. He's just very inconsistent, and we saw, like you said, John, like you said, we saw it last year when Julio Jones, it's like he's not catching that many footballs because he's getting doubled. They're pressing him. He's getting doubled because he's probably the best receiver in the league, right next to DeAndre Hopkins. And look, he's just getting so much attention that the Falcons don't have other people to go to, so it's very hard for him to get going.
With your Buccaneer shirt on today, Joe, would you be so bold to take Evans today?
Yeah, I'd take Evans.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're thinking Evans has a big day today?
Look, man, 6'5", 230 pounds. I'm taking Evans every week, no matter what defense. Jameis throws for, I don't know his ranking, but it's definitely top 5 in the NFL for how many pass yards he throws for. And most of the time he's looking for Mike Evans. So I think Mike Evans is a must start.
Mike Evans, a must start. Hey, look, a shout out to G. What up, G? What up? And also Cheryl joined the show. G, what is up? I don't know, G. Are you doing football on Sunday? Are you hanging out by the pool with some nachos and cheese and jalapenos? And G, I know originally from New York, and not like some of your other family members who are cheeseheads, I said, and I don't know how that happened, G.
Oh, nice.
But G, I don't know. Are you a Buccaneer fan? Are you a New York Giant fan? I don't know. But what I do know for a fact is I know what happened to some people in that New York area. And here's what happened in that New York area. So many of them jumped on the damn way. Look, they got a spot right there in the front.
I'm walking down the street, my hands hanging low. I ain't got no dough, I got to go.
Jumping on that bandwagon, and I don't know, I'm not accusing anybody of jumping on bandwagons. Yes, I am. But there's 2 more cards here we can pull the tarp over. Every one of you that are ready Week 8's when it happens, Joe. Joe, week 8 is when it happens. That's when they jump on, Joe. They jump on the bandwagon week 8, Joe. So anybody that's wanting to jump on that, there's still 2 more tarps we can pull off. We can fit you right in there. Joe, you know I had to. Joe, you know I had to do that. You know I had to do that. There's so many of them out there, but we're sticking right in right now, guys, and going to finish and wrap this up as quick as we can here with the fantasy stuff. So, back to the fantasy. Let's start talking, Joe, about some tight ends.
Okay.
Talk to me about some tight ends, Joe.
Well, I liked Dana's pick with Cameron Brate. I think he has a big game. I think he catches a touchdown as well. So I definitely like that pick. I like Higbee for the Rams against the Bengals. I would start Higbee. Another tight end I would start. Look, I'm starting Jimmy Graham, man. He's proved to me that he's back in that Jimmy Graham form when he was with the Saints. So against the Chiefs, who give up a lot of pass yards, I'd start Jimmy Graham. Another one, Disley's been looking great with the Seahawks against the Falcons.
Disley.
Yeah,
I mean,
Disley.
that's a cool name, Mr. Disley.
Yeah, Mr. Disley, I think, has a big game today. And, you know, my last one, if Jack Doyle, if he's out, I'm going Eric Ebron. I know they're going against the Broncos, but I think Jacoby Brissett's been looking good, and Ebron has a really big touchdown upside, so I would start Eric Ebron.
It's one of my drafts that I actually like on DraftKings. I went with Kittle. San Francisco going against the Carolina Panthers. I went with Kittle. I expected him to have a good day. And I'm a big fan, number one, but it's the matchup. And not to mention, I mean, at $6,500, I'll say it right now, that's a pretty price tag, Joe.
Right, and I like Kittle, man. Kittle's very good. Kittle Skittles. I think he's definitely a top 3 tight end. And I'm going to tell you guys, a tight end I wouldn't start, who's normally a must start every week, Zach Ertz against the Bills.
Zach Ertz, I looked at the Zach Ertz against the Bills, but I'm just not sure of that team right now. And Joe, I mean, week 8, who are the Eagles?
Who knows, honestly? I mean,
who's Carson Wentz? Would you love to have Nick Foles right now, Philly?
Right, and you know how high I was on the Eagles, John. I mean,
I know how high you were up on the Eagles.
And they just disappointed me. I don't know. I guess Carson Wentz, maybe he's still injured. He just doesn't look the same.
How about Eric Ebron?
Yeah,
okay,
Ebron.
you got Eric Ebron right now. Denver's at Indiana. We know what's happening with the Colts pretty much. They're fairly consistent, Joe.
Yeah, right. I like the Colts. Jacoby Brissett's really good, man. And I was saying, look, he can run, he can pass. He was under Andrew Luck. He's a good quarterback. Marlon Mack, great running back. T.Y. Hilton. So I think the Colts are a good team.
Ian, you know what, Ian? I got to tell you. Joe, we called Ian to join in on this fantasy stuff. He had never played fantasy before. And you know, Ian, I never had, because I had so many ulterior things going on in my life that I thought I was doing enough in football and the amount of time that was invested in it, that I had other things in my life I wanted to do. And I just figured if I started doing fantasy stuff, it was going to take away from something else in my life that had nothing to do with sports that I really enjoy. And I just refused and refused and refused and refused. But then what I realized is that actually, if I just dove into the fantasy stuff, I would use it as one of my main platforms for doing the show anyway, because there's so many people that enjoy it. So I'm going to be studying anyway. I might as well just go ahead and punch some numbers in. I'm not that good at it. But look at Ian, Joe. Ian, coming out of the gates here playing fantasy, he's going with Kittles and Hawk today as his tight ends, Joe. I mean, right away, this guy just said, hey, I got some loot. I'm putting it on these guys.
Yeah, I like Hawkinson, man, especially against the Giants. I think he has a big game.
So that's going to be actually, and yeah, I got to say right now is that I also did Hawk in one of mine as well. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm seeing a pretty good game today out of Detroit, guys. That's my prediction on that, is that I'm seeing a pretty good game out of that. In the flex position, Joe, the flex position to me today was tough, Joe.
Yeah, it's tough, but flex position, man, I'm going Chris Godwin in my flex. You know, he could be...
I eyeballed him, Joe, and I got to tell you right now, I eyeballed him, and I do expect him to have a good game today.
Right, yeah, so I agree with that. He could be wide receiver, but if you have him on your team, I'd put Chris Godwin in the flex position, and that'd be probably my number one ranking flex guy.
A damn good one, too, as well. And I went off a little bit, and I got to admit, I spent a lot of money was trying to save money. But I went basically Marvin Jones Jr.
Oh, I like it.
Marvin Jones Jr. going up against the Giants today. This is a Detroit Lion number 11. His last game, okay, he was targeted 13 times. He made 10 receptions, okay, a long of 24. And did you know something here, Joe? 4 touchdowns.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, didn't he have like 4 touchdowns in one game?
That was his last game.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, his last game. Now, if you want to know, guys, what I did, I took Marvin Jones today, okay, who had 4 touchdowns in his last game. I took him as my flex, and I got him in at $5,800. I'm looking for Stafford to say, hey, Marvin, which is kind of cool, isn't it, to call someone Marvin?
Marvin the Martian.
There's only one name better than Marvin. You know who that is?
John.
Melvin. And that was B.J. Upton's name in Tampa. They called him B.J., which I probably would have stuck with Melvin.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You got a choice, Joe, okay?
Yeah.
Joe, you got a choice right now. Here's your choice. Do you want to be called BJ or Melvin?
Joe.
No, that was
Melvin.
not in the category, but I
Melvin,
do
Melvin.
appreciate your enthusiasm.
Yeah,
That
Melvin.
was not part of the list right there. That was the draft list, and you were given 2 choices. But, Joe, I mean, really, seriously? Melvin said, I tell you what. Call me BJ.
God. I mean,
What?
hey, John, you know what's funny about that? They have a restaurant called BJ's.
I know, I saw that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, to me, that's not as bad as having a furniture store called Badcock. Okay, I'm just saying.
How about a country?
BJ's Restaurant's not as bad as having a bank called Hancock.
Oh, man.
I mean, what's the matter with these guys?
How about the city called Bangkok?
It's not in the United States, so I cut them some slack on that. Okay? But I'm just saying, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. You
I
know?
definitely understand that.
If I want a drink, what are you going to do? You're going to have a cocktail? I'm just saying. You know?
Oh, this is hilarious.
There was a bird one time, okay? A bird, and a giraffe urinated on that bird.
Oh,
Okay? Yeah, it's true. A giraffe urinated on a bird, and so the bird would always stand there. And Joe, do you know what they call that bird?
No.
They call it a peacock.
Oh, jeez.
And it's just ridiculous, isn't it? The way things get their names. But yeah, they call it a peacock. Supposedly it was good for the feathers. I don't know. I just report. I don't know, Joe.
I don't know either, man.
But back to the thing of, again, it was either Melvin or BJ. And next thing you know, we're talking about all these banks and countries and everything like that. But hey, it's just one of them things.
Right.
Now that I've gotten a little bit goofy, let's see what happened to the comments. That shut everybody up. That shut everybody right up. Nobody said anything in that segment there.
Well, yeah.
I do appreciate your enthusiasm, guys. It is my pleasure. Anyway, back to it, Joe. We're talking about the flex position. Got anybody else on that flex that you might think?
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking at the Rams right now. I would either go Brandon Cooks or Cooper Kupp as a flex option.
I like Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, I do too. He gets a lot. Definitely in PPR, I'd start Cooper Kupp because he gets a lot of volume, gets a lot of receptions. So, another guy I'm looking at, man, D.D. Westbrook. I like D.D.
D.D.
Yeah, D.D. Westbrook in the flex against the Jets. So, gotta
See,
start.
there's another one. What is DD?
I mean, this is getting out of hand, John.
What is DD?
Isn't that a bird? Or that's a dodo?
A dodo. DD.
I don't know who named their kid DD, but
I don't know. But, well, I mean, and not that they named their kid DD. It's a nickname.
is that really a nickname? or
It's
is
got to
that
be a nickname.
No, his name's probably Diedrich or something.
Ah. And then as a little kid running around and stuff, you know, you got the family going, hey, DD. So I get that one.
No, his name is
Come on.
D. Crick. D. Crick.
D. Crick.
I never heard that one before.
That's his name.
D. Crick.
And then,
Cricket.
and so his middle name's probably,
Oh, his middle name is D. Crick. D. Sean.
there, Deshaun. Okay, so there's DD. There's DD for you right there. We got it, guys. I mean, look at that. We got it right there. DD. Now I get it,
Oh,
and it's
man.
justified. That's totally different than BJ, or Melvin being called BJ. It's just totally different than that. All right. Anyway, there we go out of the fantasy stuff. I mean, the fantasy stuff, jumping out of it, I want to make sure that I do something here that's very important or I'm going to get screwed. What the hell? Please tell me I did not just do that. See, I think I just screwed myself out of some picks, guys. It's okay. I was editing my DraftKings and I had my lineup set and I was editing it to have fun with you guys, and I think I just deleted the whole thing, Joe.
Oh, man.
I
You
know.
remember him?
I know. I just deleted it, but that's okay. You know why? Because I know what I did. It's not like
Yeah.
a mystery. I can fly right back through that thing in a split second. The thing I was proud of, though, Joe, you get the $50,000 salary. It was my first time that I ended up with exactly zero.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I drafted to where I ended up with exactly settle. All right. Guys, here comes a fun little time for you, okay? A fun little time for you. Let's get into the picks, guys. We're going to go right into the picks. Joe, I'm going to come out of the, let's see here what I want to come out of here. Boom, 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 boom. Not what I'm looking for, guys. I'm looking for something and I can't find it. Anyway, we already know what happened as far as the Thursday night game where the Skins lost 19-9, and I was really hoping to be part of a $1,500 pool on that one, so I was not very happy on that one. Seahawks are at the Falcons, Joe.
Right. So my pick, I'm definitely going with the Seattle Seahawks in this one. I mean, you know, the Seahawks are going into Atlanta. The Atlanta Falcons with Matt Ryan out and Matt Schaub. I mean, Matt Schaub, you know, he's an older guy. Yeah, they're probably going to double Julio Jones. The Seahawks defense is looking good. The Falcons are 1-6, not looking very good. Bobby Wagner is having a great year. Russell Wilson's MVP candidate. Falcons defense isn't that great. I'm going to Seattle Seahawks.
I took the Seattle Seahawks as well there, and before I get too far away, Ian was saying that I thought you were going to say the Pittsburgh. Ian, is there a Pittsburgh? I was talking about the Peacock, I said. Is there? Patrick says Cortland Sutton.
Oh, I like, yeah.
Was he talking on our flex when we were speaking flex?
Yeah,
on that?
that's a good flex. Denver is going against the Colts. Yeah, I'd definitely go Cortland Sutton. I think that's a good flex option.
And then Dana says she's going Seahawks. Ian says he's going Seahawks. We have the Seahawks across the board right there. Patrick, you want to get in on some of this picks here and tell us who you think is going to get that? Moving right along. Here we go, guys. So, guys, pay attention. Broncos are at the Colts. I'll tell you right now, I took the Colts to win this game, Joe.
Yeah, I took the Colts as well. I think it's going to be a close game, though, if the Broncos can get going on offense. I mean, that offense is not good. With Joe Flacco, it's not good. I remember we picked, the Broncos to upset another team like 2 weeks back, and their offense just looked terrible. So, definitely going the Colts in this one.
Going the Colts in this one. Yeah, the Colts just look like, first and foremost, the Colts look like they can beat Denver. That's how they look. Dana's going Colts. Ian taking the Colts. The game is in Indianapolis, so everybody that's taking that one. The Broncos, we just can't trust them. Now, here's the thing. We could have one of those crazy games at any given time. That's one of those games, Joe, I'm talking about. Is what happens if Flacco shows up? What happens? Here's one for you guys right now. The Bucks are at Tennessee Titans. Joe, the Bucks are at the Tennessee Titans.
Well, I think you guys know where I'm going on this one.
You're taking the Titans.
Yeah, I'm taking.
Dude, that sounded exactly like a Kawhi Leonard laugh.
Oh man,
I'm gonna take that.
Okay, that's disrespect.
No, dude, I'm gonna take that.
That
laugh.
was disrespect.
I'm gonna take that laugh, and I'm gonna get it for the next show.
Dude, his
basketball show, guys. This is a perfect time to do this right now.
Wow.
This is a perfect time to do this right now.
Wow.
Here's what I'm gonna do, okay? Because I want to do this, guys. A perfect time to do this for you. We started a basketball show, guys. Okay? It's Thursdays at 8:30. I want to do this for you guys. Thursdays, 7:30, guys. Thursdays at 7:30, that basketball show. Joe, I am going to go back and I'm going to rip that part out and I'm going to put it on the basketball show on Thursday, and then we'll let the fans decide if they can even tell the difference.
Right.
I'm going to put it out there and see if they can tell the difference of that laughter. So, Joe, you're going with Tennessee.
Well, I'm going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, definitely. I think their defense shows up today, man. I think the defense shows up. I think Tannehill gets a lot of pressure. Jason Pierre-Paul's back. Shaquille Barrett could be defensive MVP with the amount of sacks he has. Ndamukong Suh, Vita Vea. The only thing that worries me is the secondary, but I think we're gonna do good. I think we would take this game.
You're the only one that thinks that right now in the 6 states above us. We've got 40,000 people that chimed in and are taking the Titans, Joe. Including Ian and Dana taking the Titans.
Dude, the Titans are terrible.
And of course, though, Ian said sorry. So he was polite about it, Joe. He said sorry.
Well, okay. Well, we're going to see, man. We're going to see.
We are going to see. There's no doubt about that. The game starts in an hour and 10 minutes.
Yep.
We're going to see.
I'll be there.
Moving right along.
I'll probably be at Hooters or Wing House.
All right. I was going to say, damn, you going to the game? You better hop on that.
I know, right?
The Concorde. All right. Cardinals are at the Saints. Guys, I think you know what I did here. But before I say what I did here, and before you say what you're going to do, Joe, do we even really have to really wonder here? Because if this was, Joe, I got to say this. If this was week 1, I would wonder who you picked in this one.
Right. So
if this was week 1, You were so high on Murray.
Yeah.
And I don't blame you because I think he's a good quarterback.
He is a good quarterback. I mean, the Cardinals are 3-3. I think they won more games this year than last year. So, but regardless, I'm going the New Orleans Saints. Drew Brees is back. Latavius Murray probably has a huge game. Saints defense is really good. Cardinals, you know, they're on the up right now, but they're just not. They don't have as much firepower as the Saints. I'm going New Orleans.
Ian took the Cardinals.
Wow.
And Dana took the Hooters. And Dana put a little signal up for the Hooters up there too in the comments. I thought that's what that was, Dana.
Dana, were you? Did you work at Hooters?
And Dana's going with the Saints. So Dana's going with the Saints. Now, Ian, what made you want to take the Cardinals, Ian? I gotta know on that one.
Kyler.
And what's that?
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray. He's a Kyler Murray fan like you?
Hey, man. I like him. Kyler Murray's a good player.
No, Kyler Murray is a good player. I mean, I don't doubt that Kyler Murray is a good player at all. It's just the rest of the team that can't put it together. The rest of the team just cannot put it together. So that's what scares me about the whole thing. But yeah, Kyler Murray's a good player. No doubt about that. Moving right along here, guys, you have the Bengals at the Rams. I took the Rams in this one, Joe.
I took the Rams as well. I think Jared Goff has a big game. The Bengals are, god-awful. So
the Bengals are god-awful, but this is one of them ones. When is the Red Rocket going to show up? You know he can put yards up. They just can't stop anybody, Joe.
No, they can't stop anybody. A.J. Green's, always injured. So it's just a rough time to be a Bengals fan.
It is a rough time to be a Bengal fan. And I feel bad for the Bengals, but you know what, man? Come on now. You got the team. Step up with this team. Build yourself a team. You finally got rid of a coach about how many years too late, Joe? I mean, they keep this.
Yeah.
It's just, to me, it's sorry. It's sorry, but Bengals and Bengals fans, hang in there. Eventually, something's got to happen, but I just feel bad that you got the Red Rocket. You got an opportunity to put a good team together, and you're not making it happen. Joe Mixon has 4 games with fewer than 20 yards this season.
All the defense has to do is stack the box. So
right.
That's all you have to do. No A.J. Green, and that's all you have to do against the Bengals to win.
Here's something weird when you go to all the active quarterbacks, or for the longest time it was Eli. I mean, in the current situation, it was Eli Manning, and they benched him last year, and he got pissed. But Andy Dalton has, check this out. This is really bad, okay? Andy Dalton has lost 10 straight starts. It's the second longest active streak in the NFL, Joe.
Yeah, that's bad, man. And to be honest, I think he's a good quarterback. He just doesn't have the talent around him.
No, I know, and it's just unfortunate to see that. Dana's going with the Rams. Oh, mercy. Ian saying in other countries, the moon. Cincy is Cincy. Lambs. I'm lost on this one, Joe.
Cincy is Cincy Lambs?
I mean, I can throw this up for you guys so you can read it.
Oh, I see it.
So, Ian, let me ask you this. Who are you taking, Ian? Who are you taking when it comes to what do we have here? Yeah, we got the Bengals are at the Rams. We're waiting on you. Dana took the Rams, and Ian took the Rams.
Oh, he took the Rams now.
Yeah, I don't think he was saying that he wanted the Eagles on that. I don't think he was saying that. I think he was just saying,
Ian, do you have a pet lamb?
Guys, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but I'm just not sure if you've seen it, but we did have Murphman do his pick, and Murphman did win his pick. And I don't think I might have it somewhere where I can find it for you guys if you didn't get to see it Thursday. In fact, I'll try to see what I can do to see if I can find it. But we'll get it in a minute here. Moving right along, guys. We have the Eagles are at the Bills. Eagles at the Bills. Joe, talk to me here, my friend.
Look, I think this is going to be a close game, but I have to take the Bills because I just don't know where the Eagles are right now in this during the season. So I'm going to have to take the Bills. The Bills defense is really good. Josh Allen, if he just nickels and dimes and hands it off, Singletary's a good running back. The Eagles defense, look, this team has a lot of talent. They're kind of injured right now. I don't know where they're at. Don't know where Carson Wentz is at right now, so I'm taking the Bills.
Taking the Bills, I get it. And by the way, clarifying now, Ian, it makes sense now. He was saying Cincy and the Lambs.
Oh,
okay. He calls the Rams the Lambs. He's calling Cincy. Or you say Big Daddy from Cincinnati. There is no Big Daddy in Cincinnati. Ian's taking the Bills. Dana's taking the Bills. And that one for me, guys, was left open. I always do an early selection. I left that one open. And the reason why I left it open is because while I was having breakfast this morning, I wanted to kind of dive over it a little bit more and see what I might have. But I have the same as you guys. I have the Bills, and I look at certain things in games and how they're going, and I'm not impressed with what's happening with the Eagles, and especially not impressed with the fact that they're going into Buffalo today. Now, guys, I will let you know something, okay? Here's what I'm going to let you know. As far as Buffalo goes, okay? Now, I always want to look at this because if you're talking about the Buffalo Bills and you're wondering how good are the Buffalo Bills against the pass, that's what solidified my pick, Joe.
Right.
The Buffalo Bills against the pass are ranked number 4, Joe.
Right, yeah. The Buffalo Bills defense is extremely good. Their secondary is really good. That's what separates them from other teams.
And that's what solidifies the pick right there, where you see the struggles for Philly, and when you see the struggles, and then you're saying, okay, and now you're going into a 4th-ranked defense against the pass. Hello? What did I have for breakfast? I had what they call Uncle John's Bowl, and it is potatoes, green peppers, yellow peppers, red peppers, chicken, cheese, shredded cheese. And it's called the Uncle John Bowl in an English muffin. That's what I had.
I had McDonald's.
Sports static. Nachos and jalapenos. You know that right now, I'm so happy. What I'm happy to see is that Sports Static replying to Dana. Joe, we do have a producer on scene right now.
Oh, who is that?
I don't know who's doing it because you know that we have several producers behind the scenes. So with several producers behind the scenes, we did have somebody get up this morning and is producing from behind the scenes.
That's cool.
And I know that when I see Sports Static on the comment line, comment and say nachos and jalapenos. So I don't know who it is, Joe, but there is somebody behind the scenes producing.
I like it. That's cool. Thanks, guys.
That is cool. Okay, so anyway, that's what I had for breakfast, Dana. What did you have? So everybody took the Bills to win that one. Moving right along, guys. Here's a tough one, Joe. I'm not sure if you agree that it's a tough one or not, Joe. I've got the Chargers beating the Bears.
Okay, I agree with you just because the Bears' offense is terrible, man. I mean, when I watch him play, I don't know about you guys, but it seems like Trubisky, it's hard for him to get a first down. And honestly, the last game, the Bears fans were booing him.
They were booing him. It's time to think about him sitting down.
Right.
And he was sitting for a while.
He was sitting for a while. You're right. And yeah, so I definitely have the Chargers in this one. I think Phillip Rivers has a good game. The Bears defense is really good, but that offense isn't good enough. I don't think the Bears defense can hold the Chargers for as many possessions as they're going to get. So I got the Chargers in this one.
Dana with a capital D took the Bears, Joe.
Yeah, well,
Dana took the Bears.
If their offense can do something, then they'll probably win. But if not, they're not going to win.
I mean, I hate to even... I'm going to go check at this right now, but, I mean... Boom, 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 boom. I'm just looking right now, and when I start looking into pass defenses and who's good and who's not at this pass defense, you know the Chargers have the 5th ranked pass defense, Joe.
Yeah, and I think that's without Derwin James too. So, I mean, that's how good the Chargers defense is.
So, I mean, and now, I mean, I don't know, Dana with a capital D, if that's doing anything for you. The Chargers do themselves in, is what he is saying. Not so much for Bears doing good, but he's saying. So Ian and Dana.
They're taking the Bears.
So right when I was thinking maybe I would talk Dana with the capital D out, she got a little support from Ian on that one, and they're both taking the Bears, going against the Sports Static host. Guys, you must not have a lot of faith in Joe. You hear this?
Hey man, I just saw the Bears offense last game and it looked terrible. So
what about just Trubinsky himself
he
and his body language? He looked like he was just ready to just put his helmet on the ground and walk to the locker room. He looked like he was ready to cry.
Yeah, I mean, his confidence is gone, and if your confidence is gone as a quarterback...
Does he have a mustache?
Yeah, he has a beard, I think.
Is that what you call it?
Whatever it is. I don't know. Some fur? I don't know. What do you call it?
Elementary?
I don't even know what that means, John.
Basic? Beginners?
Oh, elementary.
He's definitely not got a stash or a beard that he can brush.
Well,
I mean, if I grow out a beard, I should do this for you guys, dude. I'm going to be looking like Fitzpatrick.
Are you serious?
I'm going to have this shit pulling through.
Can you please
It'll
do
be
that?
all the way around the mic. It'll look like a fur biscuit, I said.
John,
Okay?
we got to make a bet here. If something, like I make a pick that's right, or one of the viewers makes a pick that's right, you got to grow out a Fitzpatrick beard.
Oh, there's got to be something bigger than that to make me walk around with a freaking squirrel on my face. Dude. I mean, you got to have something way better than that than to make me walk around in the Florida sun with a squirrel on my face. That's not happening, dude, okay? What am I going to do with that thing? Huh?
I don't know, man. Some of the ladies, they like the beards.
They do?
I mean, Fitzpatrick has, 200 kids, so obviously it's working for him.
He also has made $60 million in his career. And with that being said, I don't care if he had a garbage bag face. I don't care if he fell out of an ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down. He still have a model girlfriend. And I got to tell you guys right now, he's a good-looking guy, so I'm not saying that girls are going after him for just his money.
Right.
I'm not saying that. Ian, there's nothing wrong with a beard. I'm just saying flat out, Ian, I'm not running around in this Florida heat with a squirrel on my face, okay? It is not doing it. It's too hot here for me to do that. And I mean, you know, I could brush the thing out and have a nice style going, maybe part it over to the side. I've never seen anybody part a beard to the side. It's a new look, guys. You should try that out. Part your beard to the side.
Either.
You know? I've never seen anybody do that. Give your beard a perm. You know, I've never seen anybody do that.
That'd be unique.
We've seen them in ponytails. I mean, lock that thing down. Nothing, ha 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 ha. What is the nothing for? Oh, that's Dana with a capital D saying nothing is wrong with a beard.
What is with the capital D, man?
Everybody gets nicknames eventually, Joe.
Yeah, but everybody's
Her name starts with a D.
Yeah, but everybody's name is capital, though.
Hey, it's just an abbreviation for something. All right? If I start calling her D, I don't know.
DD.
Okay? Moving right along, Joe. This one's on you, Joe. Right here, coming at you fast and coming at you with the Giants at the Lions, Joe.
I'm going the Detroit Lions.
You're going the Detroit Lions on this.
And I have a funny feeling they're going to
Now, when
blow
you
out.
say you got a funny feeling, does it mean you got butterflies? Or is it, I mean, I don't know when you say you got a funny feeling. Are you ready to fall on your back like the cartoon people and start kicking your feet up in the air? Is that funny feeling?
Well, my bones are tingling.
Your bones, that's the funny feeling.
Yeah, my funny bone. So,
The funny bone's never been so funny, though, has it? It's really not so funny when you hit it, is it?
no.
You know why they call it the funny bone? I think it's because it is kind of, you do laugh and cry at the same time.
I mostly just cry.
If you stub your toe, that's the one that you laugh and cry at the same time. You hop around laughing and crying at the same time.
Yeah.
The pinky toe.
Yeah. So, I'm going the Detroit Lions, and, I got a funny feeling. I think they're going to blow out the Giants.
It's going to be a blowout for the Giants.
I think it should be.
I can agree with you. I took the Detroit Lions at Ford Field, guys. We got a little bit of rest. I'm liking what I see with the Giants. I don't like what I see with the officiating in the Detroit Lions games. Okay, so Detroit, I loved you this year. You guys look great. Officiating has sucked, but you'd probably be leading your division right now if it wasn't for that. But I still like you this year, and I still think that at the end of the day, Detroit is going to give the Green Bay Packers a run for the money in this division. And if not, look for seeing the Detroit Lions as a wild card. Joe, am I sticking my neck way out there for that one?
No, I like it.
Okay. And Ian says playoff-bound Lions. Ian, are you taking the Lions? And Dana with the capital D. You better be taking the Lions in this one now. She's been purposely trying to go against the Lions, Joe. Do you think that?
That's funny. I don't think she should go against them today.
She shouldn't go against them today. She might, though. She might be thinking Barkley and Danny Jones is the hot topic here. Danny Jones was hot. You thought he was hot, Joe. And I didn't think he was that good looking. But you thought he was hot.
Well, not that way, but...
Oh, you thought he was like firearm hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dana's going with the Lions. Smart girl there. And Ian, you're saying playoff ball and Lions. I'm just going to guess that you're picking the Lions in that one, Ian. I'm guessing that. The Jets are at the Jaguars, Joe.
Oh, well. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars win this one. Gardner Minshew has a big game. Leonard Fournette has a big game. That defense is probably going to pick off Darnold because he's been seeing ghosts all week. I mean, the ghosts are just going to get at Darnold, and Jaguars take it.
The ghost. The poor guy. And I said this on our Thursday show, guys. If you guys know what's happening here, Darnold, for whatever reason, was mic'd up against the Patriots. If you want a game that you don't want to be mic'd up in, it's where you have a 97.5% chance of getting your ass handed to you. I think I don't wear the mic in this game, but thanks anyway, NFL. I appreciate your enthusiasm in me, but I think I'll pass on wearing a mic today. And then he's on the sideline, Mr. Sam Darnold, SD, Sam Darnold. And that's a capital S, capital D, Joe, for you there, Sam Darnold. Capital S, capital D.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Darnold, and it's funny, everyone's like, oh, Darnold's so good, Darnold's so good. But against an elite defense, he's not so good. So I think he's going against a good defense today, and I don't think Darnold's going to pull through.
He had an opportunity to speak up on the ghost, and if I were him, what I would have said, and it's what I thought it was at first, is that's how we call out where we're seeing certain defenders. Ghost to the right, ghost right, ghost. Maybe it's a free safety or something else that you're seeing. Instead, he didn't clarify to us. He saw ghost. He said later when he elaborated to it is that he saw an old lady on the field sweeping stuff to the sideline, and he tried to avoid hitting her. He saw ghost, Joe.
Yeah.
He saw ghost.
I mean, Casper, probably saw Casper. And, I mean, when the ghosts get you, John, there's nothing you can do when the ghosts got you.
Well, what you going to do when they come for you is what I really want to know is, what are you going to do when they come for you, Joe?
I don't know.
There's
man.
ghost here.
Oh, when you're telling me I don't know if I should
don't
say,
tell the stories.
All right, I'm not going to say it on the show, but, some creepy things have happened here.
Yep.
And, there's probably ghosts watching me right now, probably right here. How you doing?
There could be. I know when there's certain ghosts around and people will say, ghost. I'll tell you right now, guys, I've never seen a ghost. Never.
You can't see him, John.
I've never seen a ghost. Joe, people claim to have seen ghosts. Sam Darnold saw ghost. Okay, he's on a national level, Joe.
Yeah.
Joe, some people see... I see dead people.
Yeah.
Joe, some people see dead people.
Hey, man. That's what happens, I guess.
Dana's going with Jacksonville Jaguars. Ian's going with the Jaguars all across the board. And Dana's going to call him Damn It or Darn It Darnold. Darn It Darnold.
Yeah.
Dana, that's a good one, Darn It. Darn It Darnold.
Yeah.
That's a good one. So what are we going to call him, DD? We can't call him DD, but we can call him Darn It Darnold. Dana, we'll stick with that one. I appreciate that. We'll stick with Darn It Darnold for a little bit of a while here. She gave him the thumbs down. Moving right along here, guys. We are going into the 4 p.m. games. The 4 p.m. games start off with the Panthers at the 49ers. And you guys already should know, if you watched earlier, that I'm taking the 49ers in this one. And I have an inkling that Joe will probably do the same thing here, Joe.
Well, you're wrong with that one. This is my upset alert for the week, John.
Oh, my goodness. No, you didn't.
Yep.
Joe, your upset pick of the week. Talk to me, Joe. This caught me off guard, Joe.
Hey, I'm going Carolina Panthers, man. They're looking good. 4-2 against a 49ers team. If you guys look at their schedule, they haven't played many good teams. They played one good team, and that was the Rams without Todd Gurley. I'm going the Carolina Panthers for the upset. I know it's in San Francisco, but I like Kyle Allen, man. He's good. I think he's a better quarterback than Cam Newton. And I think McCaffrey has a big game. I think the defense steps up with Luke Kuechly leading the defense. Carolina Panthers with the upset.
I am telling you right now, I did not see that one coming. And Dana's got the 49ers, and Ian's got the 49ers. Stephanie Maria just joined the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Stephanie Maria. Stephanie Maria just joined the show. And if you guys don't know who Stephanie Maria is the mother of the one and only Murph Man. Guys, we're doing Murph Man's picks again. We get them on Thursdays. If you guys missed it on Thursday, I'm sorry that you missed that one, but the Murph Man pick was there. Man, I wish I could just find it for you. And I don't know what happened to it. But I had it, and I wish I could find it for you. There it is. I'm going to play it for you guys. I am going to play it for you guys. No, that's the wrong one. Alright, I'm not going to play it for you guys. Anyway, Murphman Pick of the Week comes every Thursday right now. Joe just mentioned a major upset. I'm trying to see what we got on that one. Stephanie Maria says hello. Hello, Maria. How you doing? Cruising back over some of the other platforms here. I want to keep up with you guys. Nothing happening there. And what is happening here on this? Nothing happening here. Okay, back to the main platform. Okay, yes, Maria. She just now said that Murphman is the lucky charm. And then Dana comes in and says he's a cutie. Thank you. Side. So guys in the background right now in my image, you're seeing right there, and that guy's got a beard. How about that, Joe? Our upset of the week guy's got a beard. How about that? That's my brother from another mother, I say. Yep. Joe takes the upset. Ian, Dana, come on, guys. I mean, what do you think about this? He's telling me that the 49ers have played nobody yet, and they've just gotten an easy schedule. Joe, are you looking for this to be an easy game, or is it true that?
I really believe the Panthers are going to beat the 49ers. I could be wrong, but I think they're going to beat them. I mean, the 49ers only put up 9 points against the Redskins. That's, 9. Redskins, 9.
I get it.
I'm going Carolina, man.
But here's the thing, Joe. Yes, they did only put up the 9 points. But, Joe, their offense is ranked 7th.
Against nobody.
Their defense is ranked 2nd.
Against nobody.
You got a good thing. Their rushing is 2nd.
Nobody.
And this is you're making a valid point and a perfect time to pull the trigger. Right now, you're making a valid point, Joe. So with that being said, and you guys seeing Joe's upset, are you sure nobody wants to change?
I think it's going to happen.
Dana clarifies that she was talking about Murphman being the cutie.
It's all right, Dana. We know. You think John and I, it's okay. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be shy.
I'm trying to be camouflaged. I'm trying to hide. That's why I am all black and into the black frame. I'm trying to hide. So, anyway, moving right along. Joe, I appreciate your enthusiasm on the upset pick of the week. I think it's a pretty good one, Joe. I mean, I like it. It's just, I'm not sure, Joe. Okay? Yeah. I'm just not sure, Joe. Okay? It's a tough pick, Joe. Moving right along, guys. 4:20 game. The Raiders are at the Texans. Raiders at the Texans. I took, obviously, Joe, I'm not sure if you think it's an obvious thing, but Joe, I took the Texans on this pick.
I did too. I took the Houston Texans mainly because, man, their O-line isn't very good, but Deshaun Watson's really good. I like Deshaun Watson. I like the DeAndre Hopkins connection. So the Raiders, I like the Raiders, but I think the Texans have more firepower than the Raiders on offense, so I'm taking the Texans.
Taking the Texans on that one. That's not too bad of a move right there for you to take the Texans on that one, Joe. It really is not too bad of a move there. I also got the Texans. Ian's taking the Texans, and Dana likes redheads named John. You know she loves John Gruden.
Oh, John Gruden, yeah.
You know she does. So, Dana, are you taking the Texans? Yeah. So, Dana's taking the Texans. Joe, Ian, that's all the way across the board. Okay, now I'm going to just kind of look at this a little bit here. 8 p.m. game, Joe. 8 p.m. game, Joe. The Packers, your Packers, you're high on the man there, versus the Chiefs, Joe. No Patrick Mahomes. I don't think Patrick Mahomes is playing. Is he for sure out? Yeah, he's out. He's coming back for the Titans.
Yeah.
Joe, talk to me with the Packers visiting the Chiefs, Joe.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers coming off a 6-touchdown game. I'm going the Packers. I think Aaron Rodgers has a 3-touchdown game. I think Aaron Jones has a good game. That Chiefs defense I'm not high on. They give up a lot of rush yards. They give up a lot of pass yards. And especially with Mahomes out, I'm going Green Bay.
I took Green Bay as well in this one with Mahomes out. If Mahomes wasn't out, I would take Kansas City hands down. I'm telling you that for a fact right there. If Mahomes was in this game, I'm taking Kansas City to win this. Now, just saying that, something that is very interesting to me is that the Kansas City Chiefs are not so bad against the pass. But the ego just came alive with Aaron Rodgers. Would you agree?
Yeah.
The ego's back?
Yeah, the bad man is back.
The bad man is back. He's back. And I just think that that's the dangerous part of this game, is that I just don't think Kansas City is going to be able to put it together, not having them. Ian's going Kansas City.
Wow.
Ian, I can't fault you for that because of the weapons they have. And if the Packers can't stop them, you don't have to be incredibly awesome to make it work if you've been practicing all week with the first team reps and you're an okay quarterback. I think you can make it work. And Dana says, eek, I'll go with the Packers, I guess. Sounds like she was on the fence there a little bit there.
Yeah. I mean, with Mahomes out, like Matt Schaub, he's old, man. I mean, how old is Matt Schaub? I want to look this up right now.
Hey, Aaron Rodgers is getting up there old.
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers is a different
Drew
animal,
Brees
man.
is getting up there in old.
Well, let me
Tom
see.
Brady's getting up there in
Okay, Matt Schaub is almost 39 years old.
Okay. A lot of...
if he gets hit, he's breaking something.
he ain't gonna break nothing. You can't hit quarterbacks these days, dude.
I know, I'm just kidding.
You can't hit him these days. If he gets hit that hard, there'll be a 15-yard penalty. So, I'm not worried about that. The Monday Night Football game. Here's one for you, Ian. Been waiting for it the whole time, Ian. It's the one that we kind of know what's going to happen. Ian, I think you're getting your quarterback for the Steelers back, and I'm not talking about Ben, Big Ben. The Dolphins are at the Steelers, Ian. Joe, talk to me.
I'm going to Miami. No, I'm going definitely Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they blow out the Dolphins. Good fantasy pick. I'm going James Conner, like you said, Ian, or Juju Smith-Schuster. I think they both have big games. Yeah, I think Rudolph is back, so I think the Steelers crush the Miami Dolphins.
Steelers crushing the Miami Dolphins. I'm not so sure I'll go with the crush, because I think it'll be somewhat of a game. But I do have the Pittsburgh Steelers winning this. Ian has not chimed in. I'll write him down right now. Ian's going for the Steelers. We know he's black and gold for Monday. Monday, he's going to be out wearing black and yellow. Dana, who you going with here? Oh, my goodness. Ian comes in, he chimes in and says, Steelers 35-0. Mason looks like Montana. Wow. Joe, is that as bold as you get?
Yeah.
That's as bold as you get right there, Ian. A bold statement right there. And Dana's going with the Steelers. So, I mean, we went all the way across the board right there. We knew that was going to happen. We knew that was coming because we know what Ian's going to do. And I had faith in Dana with the capital D. I had faith in her. Guys, before I forget, there's something I want to do before I forget. Because a lot of you that didn't watch, what's up, Jeff, that just joined the show. Jeff, if you just joined, you're in time because I got a special treat coming up for everybody. Guys, what I just now did and realized was I did find the Murphman pick. You guys missed it on Thursday. So every week we will be playing this every week, guys. And so I want you to be able to see what we will be playing every week. So guys, here is what happens when Murphman makes his pick. Enjoy the show, guys. Here was Murphman's pick, his Thursday game right here. Okay, so here we go, guys. Thursday night football. We got the Washington Redskins, Murphy, at the Minnesota Vikings, okay? Which one are you going to take here? You ready? We're going to mix them up. And the mix. Pay attention, guys, and the mix. Oh, where they go? The mix. Okay, you're going to make your pick. First, you're going to play the piano. Come on up there, play the piano. Play the piano. Go ahead, play the piano and sing. Sing for us. And sometimes he sings. Little bass up. Follow them. All right, Murph. Here you go. Guys, and come over, make your pick, Murph. Okay? Go make your pick. Here he comes. All right, Murph, you ready? Make your pick. Make your pick. What did he get? What did he get? Oh, he took the Minnesota Vikings was the first one you took. Guys, he took the Minnesota Vikings. Every Thursday, guys, you can chime in every Thursday, and you can see it. Murphman making his pick every Thursday, guys. You gotta watch that, and also like him on Facebook, spelled exactly the way it is right there, Murphman. Okay, you can find him on Facebook, and then like him, guys, and then like him. I said, such a cool little cat. Is he not just the coolest cat you've ever seen, Joe?
He's a cool cat.
And I'm telling you, he's on top of it too. He's on top of it. He makes picks, and he gets the picks right. So he is on top of it. Okay, so it's almost time, guys, to be wrapping this up. But prior to us wrapping this up, I have something that I have to do. I'm looking deep into my eye. And as I look deep, and as I'm tearing it, this is not hourglass. You see it right now when you're looking at this hourglass. It's not. It's crystal clear. And I'm seeing crystal clear in my hourglass right now. And what is it that I see? I see feet pounding the grid. I see yards just peeling away behind somebody's feet. Grass flying in the air. I know somebody's trying to get an epic win to their career. I can see it. I see a couple zeros is what I see. I know where you started out. I know where you're back today. As I look at this right now, I'm seeing smiles. And when I'm seeing smiles, it's like I'm seeing Halloween colors on these smiles. I'm seeing beards. I'm seeing a beard with a big smile on their face. I'm seeing bling. I'm seeing a lot of bling with smiles on their face. Guys, I'm seeing a lot of stuff. And I'll tell you more importantly what I'm seeing. Guys, what I did not do, and I did not do it yet, and you thought I did not name one game, and that game is the Browns versus the Patriots. We did not pick that one, and it is my upset of the week. The New England Patriots want to get Bill Belichick his 300th win this evening. They want to give Bill Belichick that 300 win. It's a 425 game. Where's he getting that 300 win? Where he once was a head coach in Cleveland. The Cleveland Browns ex-head coach. The ex-head coach of the Cleveland Browns, Belichick, trying to make it full circle, coming into Cleveland to get that 300th win. It won't happen today. And Joe, I'm going to tell you what, right now you're looking at me like I'm crazy when I take this upset pick of the week.
No, I actually like it, John. I do like the upset, but...
And this is classified as an upset.
Oh, yeah, that's an upset. Definitely.
But, you said but. And now when we talk butt, are we talking booty or are we talking butt? Booty or butt?
I mean, sometimes both.
Okay,
but in this situation, it's a butt. Yeah, but...
More like a chimpanzee butt, are you trying to say? Or a bamboo, I mean?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you know, it is a good... I like the pick, John. I do like the pick. It's a bold prediction, but I'm not going against TB12 and the Patriots defense, which is the best defense in the NFL right now.
Patriots defense is the best defense in the NFL right now. Hands down, there is no doubt about that. A lot of the analysts right now are already looking ahead, and they're looking at that New England Patriots schedule, okay? And as they look at that New England Patriots schedule, you know what they're looking at, Joe? They're looking if they can go undefeated.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Like they did one time before.
But lost in the Super Bowl.
I'm sorry?
They lost the Super Bowl. To Eli Manning.
To Eli Manning. You're right. So that's just it right there. When you start looking and thinking about that, and they're looking for them. And I've watched and listened to a lot of analysts, Joe, that are picking already, looking at the New England Patriots, and they're saying, hey, the New England Patriots, they're saying, hey, they can freaking go. They can go undefeated. Joe, what do you think about that?
It's definitely possible. Looking at their schedule, you know, it's definitely possible. I know they have the Chiefs last game of the year, so that's going to be a tough game with Mahomes. But, you know, they can do it. They can do it.
I mean, they can, and it will be a tough game. But here's the thing is, it's always when you get those losses. And Joe, when you get those losses, it's always the one, and it's always an upset. It always seems to be that one, Joe, that nobody's thinking or talking about. And I'm telling you right now, nobody's seen this coming. Nobody's seen this coming at all, okay? So when I look at it, Joe, and I look, okay, nobody's seen... When I say no one's seen this coming with the Browns, I'm sorry. Let me elaborate here. In the beginning of the season, nobody thought the Browns were going to suck squirrel nuts this bad, Joe. They just did not see that coming, okay? As I'm looking right here, and you got week 8 with Cleveland, let me go ahead and run this off to you to see if you think they can go undefeated, okay? Today they face Cleveland. Then they go to Baltimore. Now, Joe, I'm going to tell you right now.
That's a tough game.
How about that, Joe?
That is a very tough game.
That's a tough game for them, and people have them winning in Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore, you know.
But that's tough. Then they are at Philly. Now, they'll slap Philly around like a bad habit. They will. Okay?
Right.
Then Dallas comes week 12. Okay? Dallas comes. We don't know who Dallas is going to be at that point. Then New England, week 13, goes to Houston, Joe.
Wow, they definitely have a tough schedule at the end of their schedule, though.
That's what I'm saying, is that
Tough
people
team.
are calling them to go undefeated. I'm just saying right now. Jeez. Okay? And then KC goes to New England week 14. Then they get to finish off where they think it's going to be easy. Okay? And the reason why is because then New England is at Cincinnati. Buffalo is at New England. I think will end up being another tough game. Remember that game?
Buffalo, yeah.
Joe, that wasn't a pushover.
No, Buffalo's good. Good defense.
Okay, and especially at that point in the season, it's going to be a totally different game. Totally different game. And then, of course, they end their season with Miami at New England. So,
That's an
yeah,
easy game.
okay. Guys, I called today, as crazy as you may think it is, I called for the upset. This is my biggest upset of the year right now, okay? It is the biggest upset I picked of the year right now. Zach Spitler says, Sanu, Hyde, or Corey Davis as far as PPR, Joe.
Okay.
I want to throw him in there real quick.
Honestly, man, personally, I'm a huge Bucks fan, but I would go Corey Davis just because our secondary is the worst in the NFL, and Corey Davis does get a lot of volume in that offense. So I think Tannehill's going to be looking at Corey Davis a lot.
So if you heard that right there, Zach, Corey Davis is probably going to get a lot of targets and probably a lot of catches out of that. Would you say, Joe?
Yeah,
Targets
just
and
because,
catches.
You know, just because Bucks defense, I mean, we're the worst in the NFL in the past, so yeah.
Ian says he's going New England. He doesn't care for Cleveland because they are in the AFC North, but hoping a hole opens up and then both teams disappear. I hear you, Ian.
Oh, God.
I hear you on that. And now Dana, we didn't get your pick on this. I see that she put in Doo-Doo Brown. But Dana, who are you taking with the Browns against the Patriots? Are you saying you're taking the Browns, Dana? Zach, but Oakland is weak against the run, aren't they?
So, you're talking Carlos Hyde? Look, man, look, all those options are good starting options. I think Mohamed Sanu is probably the worst one just because he's just getting put into Patriots offense. But look, if you want to start Carlos Hyde, and, you know, I might start Carlos Hyde as well because running backs do get more points than wide receivers. It's just, you know, the Oakland Raiders, they just picked up this guy, their new draft pick, I forgot his name, but he stops the run pretty well. It's just, I would personally, man, I would go Corey Davis just because the Bucks are so awful in the secondary.
And that's the thing is that as he's stating it to you right there, Zach, of what it is that it's not so much. What's a factor here is how bad Tampa is at stopping the pass is the thing. And Dana's going to Patriots. Everybody hung me out on that Cleveland one. That's okay because it is a major and my biggest upset. So yeah, Zach, it's more about how horrible the Buccaneers secondary is. Isn't that right, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would go Carlos Hyde as well. It's just I think Corey Davis is probably going to get, you know, a couple of touchdowns, maybe one, but he's just going to get so many targets, I think. So, and he is really fast. So,
yeah.
Well, we'll see how it goes, man, but I think either option's good for you.
So, guys, just to let you know this, too, and I'll let you know right now, and I'll put it out to you right now. I, by no means, am I a bandwagon guy that jumped on? I went with Cleveland all last year when they were horrible, sucked, shitty, everything about it, shippy. They were shippy. And I'll tell you this. Here's a fact for you, Joe. We're at week 8, Joe. Now, we've had a bye week already with the Browns, right? Do you know how many times I've picked the Browns this year, Joe?
Every single time.
I've picked them every single week, guys. I've picked the Browns every single week. Yes, they've been sucking squirrel nuts, but they have the caliber team there, Joe. So when I'm picking them to play the way they're supposed to play. And I'm going to tell you this right now, Joe. The coaching's wrong.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's the coaching that's wrong. So I just hope that the players can step up and play for themselves and make something happen. But I believe it's a coaching thing. I'm not jumping on no damn bandwagon here. I truly and honestly, and I'll say it again, it's the coaching situation I believe that is wrong here. So I'm just saying, Joe, I'm looking for them to come alive. And if they do, it's not going to be the 300th win for Bill Belichick.
No, it's not. Yeah, you're right about these. Going to his for his 300th win. Yeah, man, I think Freddie Kitchens, I think he's gone after this year. Yeah, if the coaching staff improves, they have the talent to be Super Bowl contenders, to be honest.
And Zach says he's going to take your word for it. And he said he's going to take your word for it.
All right, man. Thank you.
He's like, I appreciate it. I'll take your word. Brown is getting the start. So he's going to take your word.
Corey Davis, he said.
He said Brown is getting the start.
Brown?
I don't know. Joe. I don't know.
All right, well, I mean, honestly, I think Carlos Hyde's a good option, but he does split carries with, I'm not sure the other guy, but I know he splits carries, and Corey Davis plays like 100% of the snap. So I would personally start him. I hope I'm right. I think I'm going to be right. So
you'll be right.
Yeah.
Ian says ship high in transit. Yes, sir. Ship very high in transit. Ship high in transit. To wrap it up so we can get ready to get some nachos, jalapenos, and shredded cheese. Joe, in closing, my friend.
In closing, I'm going, I hate to say it, guys, but in closing, I'm going Carolina Panthers, upset the San Francisco 49ers, and that's my upset, man, and that's my closing statement for today.
The Carolina Panthers upsetting the 49ers and taking away that undefeated streak, huh, Joe?
That's what I believe, man.
I mean, it's a pretty good pick, Joe. I mean, you think it's really gonna be all down to McCaffrey that's making that happen, Joe?
I think if Kyle Allen doesn't turn the ball over, and if McCaffrey, if he does well rushing, which he gets the ball so much, it's going to be tough, man. If they control the time of possession, I think Panthers win the game.
You think the Panthers win the game if that happens? And I'm with you on that. It could very well happen that way. Guys, remember to join us every Thursday, okay, at 7:30 p.m. and every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. 7:30 p.m. we got our basketball show. The brand new, I'm sorry. Can you believe I already messed that up, Joe? 7:30 p.m. we have the football show, Thursday Night Football. We transition right in to the 8:30 p.m. NBA brand new show, guys. I showed you the teaser to that just a little bit ago. You guys will be able to check that out. If you rewatch the program, you'll find it in there somewhere. All right, from Sports Static, and thank you to our host, Leap Alive. Joe, enjoy your Sunday football. I will see you on the Thursday show.
See ya, man.
Ian says, be safe, guys. See you Thursday. Here we go, Steelers and Lakers. He's talking about it.
Nice.
I will see you guys on the Thursday show. Everybody eat crap loads. Ship high in transit. Tons of appetizers today. And enjoy your game. We will see you soon.